Today, February 24th, 2024, the hangar at Hangar will unfortunately close its doors for the final time. I've had a lot of great memories at this track, being the first non-team sport track that I visited, Operation 24 where I really took a step up in editing my videos, the two endurance races we did at DRS Racing with me, Zack and Dom, winning the second race that we did, and of course recently a few months ago when they changed the layout, we got invited down to have a go. So me, Hannah, Dom and Zack all thought we should send off the hangar in style. We all went down for one final time to take part in a 10-minute qualifying and a 20-minute race where we threw the rule book out the window. And what this race turned out to be was nothing short of memorable. So sit back, hold tight and let's send off the hangar in style. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. As today you'll see we're outside the hangar, and as you'll have heard in the intro, unfortunately the day you'll be seeing this, if I've edited it correctly, is the day it closes down. So we're going to give it a nice big send-off, of course. So of course we're going to give it a big send-off for the DRS team. Yeah, a lot of memories at this track. This is the first non-team sport track that I visited. Obviously the big endurance race with Dom and Zack, where we ran out of fuel and everything went wrong. The first race that we run as a DRS team is me and Dom. Yeah, there's a lot of memories at this place, so it'd be obviously good to give it a nice big send off. Of course, so there's 4 of us here. It's meant to be 5 of us. Unfortunately, it's only 4 of us at the minute. So we're here for a 10-minute qualifying and a 20-minute reverse grid race where we're going to be doing no rules. So we're going to give it a good send off. Of course, it's going to be me, Hannah, and the 2 dweebs over there.
German's coming, mate. German's coming.
So yeah, it's going to be a bit of chaos, but obviously it's going to be the last time at this track, unfortunately. So we're going to give it a good send-off as we are. So Zack, any tactics for the no rules race?
Tactics is just dive bomb everyone.
Dive bomb, fair enough. Dom, any tactics for no rules?
I have a secret weapon up my sleeve. You'll find out.
That's fair enough. So yeah, let's get inside for the qualifying. Let's hope we get a good kart, as we know what the karts are like here. And yeah, let's get to it, and I'll see you on the track. And for the final time, we're about to step into our karts, and chaos already starts as nobody's actually checked what number they're in. Yeah, I do. No. I checked. I'm 4.
I could have told them what car they were in.
Nah, just leave them to it. Leave them to it. So yeah, I was the only one to have actually checked what kart number I was in. But eventually everyone gets in the karts, and I get a fantastic car. As we see on full throttle here, and the kart really does want to think about whether it wants to start or not. I think it knows exactly what it's about to go through. But here we go then, the 10 minutes of qualifying to, and yeah, the no rules begin straight away as we're here just pumping into barriers. I'm trying to see how the kart's reacting, as yeah, it doesn't seem to be the best setup at the minute. Turning around corners is quite interesting, but Dom there lets Zack through and he lets me and Hannah through at the same time. Skip forward about a lap then, and my tactics already coming into play as I literally park it on the apex coming down the tunnel as we're coming through the 2 final hairpins. Once again, absolutely parking it on the apex to stop everyone behind from getting through to get a good time. And yeah, completely blocked Dom coming into the first corner as we fast forward a little bit under the bridge as he does get the move done eventually. And coming over the bridge then, he's going to completely shove me into the barrier, but for revenge I'm also going to shove him into the barrier as well. It's more because my car did not want to turn at all as I'm giving the hand signals. Hannah gets through though, so she is going to get a few good laps under her belt. try and get herself on pole position. But skip forward a few more laps then. Hannah compromises my exit here, not too happy about that, so we're going to shove her into the barrier. And Dom's on the right hand side as well, as I was expecting him to do the same that I did a couple of laps ago. But I actually find out there's no grip at all on the outside of the track. So whether it was just a really cold day and there was just a lot of condensation on the track, whenever you went off the racing line, the kart just had zero grip at all. But as we start following Dom then under the bridge, he's going to start using my tactics to try and park it on the apex. I'm not going to have any of that though, and I'm just going to shove it in a gap that does not exist. A classic rental car to move, but as we're coming almost 3 wide over the bridge, once again my kart just does not want to turn at all. I can't really seem to get to turn at all when it's in a defensive line, and I end up spinning the car somehow.
Wow.
So yeah, I can't really blame being off the racing line on that one because I wasn't. But give it a few laps later then, we've got Zack and Hannah behind us. I do wait up for them as I want to try and obviously stop them getting any more quicker times than they're probably already getting. So coming under the bridge then, coming up to this hairpin, once again we're going to park it on the apex while Zack's behind us. But he does manage to get side by side coming over the bridge. But as I'm on the outside, then out the racing line, I completely forget that there's no grip on the outside. I find myself in a barrier. Hannah lets us pass as we come into the final corner then, as we've got Zack right ahead of us. So now we're going to have to try and stop Hannah from getting any quick times. But Zack also as well lets us past. Not too sure why, just lets us through. Coming under the bridge then, and I'm going to get a good problem here as my seat has decided to come back. So I have my pin on the first one, and it's gone back to the second one. Now it's gone down to the third one as I'm trying to adjust it, while also trying to defend from Hannah and Zack as well. As I've got everyone everywhere while also trying to adjust my pin. It is absolute chaos at the minute. Coming through to the final couple of corners then, and Zack's going to actually almost push us into the barrier as we almost get stuck as Dom as well now on the right hand side. I've just let everyone through. And once again, my seat is still in the second pin. I just can't seem to get it into the first pin. We do eventually get it into the first pin, but yeah, this is very annoying. And this is a thing that's going to keep going on throughout the sessions, including in the race. It does not want to stay in that first pin at all. Shoved Dom into the barrier there as he was going to let us pass, but of course we're just going to shove him in. I get absolutely out of sync as well coming into that hairpin. Dom also finds out that there's no grip on the outside of that track, and Zack on the right hand side then also letting us through. As once again we skip a bit more forward then, as we've got Dom coming over the bridge right in front of us, and he's going to once again park it on the apex. So using my own moves against me, but I try and scare him here in the last corner to see if he'd go wide or not, but unfortunately he doesn't, and he does keep his racing line going. But as we skip forward a little bit further then, I'll get a bit out of sync on that hairpin. As I try and block Hannah over the bridge, I almost actually spin myself out over the bridge. That would have been very impressive if I managed to spin myself out there. Shove Hannah into the barrier right there, and on the outside of the hairpin, luckily my car did manage to grip up quite nicely. I didn't spin out. But if we are going to skip forward in a few more laps, Dom has slowed down for us. So we almost see a gap there on the inside of that hairpin, but we don't quite go for it. But we're going to try and do a good dive bomb here. I think Dom was expecting it, but I just absolutely shove him into the barrier instead. And yes, that allows Zack and Hannah through as Zack goes onto the outside of the track. But Dom also gets past me again as we see the checkered flag finally come out on this hectic qualifying session. But even though the checkered flag has come out, the hecticness is not going to stop, as Dom there is going to shove us into the barrier to get revenge for a couple of corners ago. So the results then are on the left hand side, and we did ask for a reverse grid, obviously, as you heard in the intro. Unfortunately we don't get it, so we all queue up in our actual positions we qualified in. And once we're all qualified up, I'm just trying to explain, or try and make it reverse grid at the start. And yeah, try to explain as well, I can sort of see that my wheels are just not pointing straight at all before the green flags. And the green flags come on then, as Dom, I presume, is going to let me through, but I am absolutely bouncing my car to try and get in front. Look at the inside gap then on Zack, but he is going to close the door, and he is going to go very defensive then, coming into the second hairpin. So we find myself in third position for now. Coming over the bridge then, Zack is going to go for the move on Hannah, but I just can't get my kart turned, which allows Dom through. Managed to get past at that first hairpin, but on the last corner then, I'm going to find myself on the outside of the track. Do get a good exit, find myself in 4th for now, but with Hannah then not getting a good exit as she wanted, is going to find herself on the outside. I'm always going to find myself on the inside of Dom as well, so I do actually get myself up then into 2nd position on lap 2, and what a hectic first lap. But believe me, that is absolutely nothing yet. So we come down the bridge then at lap 2. Zack then is going to let us all through. So that is me into 1st place. As you can see me trying to celebrate there. Have a look behind to see where everybody is. Skip forward a couple of laps and this is probably the only time I'm going to be in 1st for a while, as I get bumped out the way from Dom, which finds me from 1st position down into 4th. Try and shove Zack into the barrier. He tries to switch back, doesn't get it, but because there's just no grip at all on the outside of the track. Unfortunately, that is going to put me down into 4th position with a bit of a gap to try and catch up to, but if we skip forward then into lap 7, I am going to find myself back forward then, as once again we create a gap where Dom is at that hairpin. Try and really push myself over the bridge to get better acceleration, but because I'm having to force my way into that defensive line coming into that hairpin, and once again the kart just does not want to turn itself. Scared Dom then at that hairpin, and once again the kart just does not want to turn anywhere near as well as I want it to turn. Coming into lap 8 then, do the classic European lean out as they like to call it on BRKC. No idea why they call it that, but there we are. So we've still got Dom behind us then, we've got Hannah, and we've also got Zack who also lets us through, so there's now us up into 2nd position, while Hannah's creating a little bit of a lead then. Give the space there, expecting Dom to do a nice big dive bomb, but he didn't on that occasion. Coming through to the last couple of corners, and Hannah actually is also going to find herself on the outside of the track. So presuming let us all through, but that is me trying to celebrate once again, coming into lap 9, that I am in 1st position. Get a nice budge then from Dom from behind, and my pin for the seat just does not want to stay in that 1st hole, as Dom then manages to find himself on the inside. I try and shove him into the barrel, got Hannah on the outside, we go 3 wide coming into this corner. Oh, Dom finds himself into the barrier, I end up pushing him because Hannah pushes me. Zack finds himself into 1st position. What a crazy couple of corners that was. And I believe at this point this is where we've got the no contact sign there on the left hand side. And once again the pin is just not wanting to stay in that 1st hole at all. But Dom then finds himself into 1st as Zack lets him through, and Dom and Zack are going to let me through as well. But look at that, the kart just does not want to turn. I'm getting very, very annoyed. It just does not want to go anywhere. Like I say, lap 11 then, we are now in 1st position. Once again the pin is not staying in that 1st hole. Coming into lap 12, have a look behind, and there's quite a bit of a gap behind me, so I am just going to slow myself down a little bit just to allow them to catch up, even though this is a race. But yeah, we're just going to allow them to catch up as I go around the outside of that corner, let Hannah through. What's got Zack down on the left hand side is going to go for the switchback, so I'll go around the outside, but Zack does eventually find his switchback at the last corner, so that's now me down into 3rd. We are going to stick right behind Zack, coming under the bridge then at turn 2. We're not going to be able to get a move done right here, but coming into the next hairpin and get a good European lean out, and once again this really annoying pin is not wanting to stay in that 1st one, but because I'm having to deal with a pin, go a bit wide coming over the bridge down, and now I've got Dom behind me and he's trying to attack. But at this point we are going to skip forward once again a few more laps then until lap 15, as we've got Dom behind us still in a pin. Once again he's just not staying in that 1st hole at all. Hannah then actually gives way to Zack, and she's also going to give away to us as well, as now me into 1st position. Since now me and Dom fighting for 1st, and my kart doesn't want to turn at all, as Dom breezes his way right past me. So now Dom is in 1st, I'm in 2nd, with Zack and Hannah behind. Coming into lap 16, have a quick look behind, see where them two are. We're going to skip forward then to lap 17. Dom then has still got a bit of a lead, but he does find himself coming wide, and Zack really shoves me into the barrier just after the bridge. Hannah for some reason lets me through, but she is going to stay in her position at the last corner. And here we go once again, the pin. I overtake Hannah while trying to adjust my seat at the same time. You know, the same F1 drivers do, right, when they're adjusting things on the steering wheel. They're coming into lap 19. Hannah's going to get me inside coming into the 2nd hairpin, and I'm just going to try, I'm not going to shove it into the barrier, but I wanted to sort of be distracted, and she finds herself spinning. I think what she said that she tried to brake, but because she was turning left as I was turning right on her, yeah, the car just completely gave way and that happened. As we come to lap 21, Zack and Dom are having a bit of a battle. Zack running outside, then I'm going to follow Dom through. Going to try and scare Dom a little bit, as we are now on the side by side, coming down the main straight, coming into lap 22. We're over halfway through the race now. As I find myself in first position there, Zack on the inside. I want to try and reduce the amount of space I'm going to give him. Unfortunately, he's going to find his way through, especially with the help of Dom pushing him after that hairpin, as we almost find ourselves going 3 wide once again, as I almost find myself basically being sideways coming up the bridge. And yeah, just I think Dom's also complaining about his car as well, as it also does not really want to turn. Zack then giving away. Hannah's now in first, Dom in second, Zack in third, I'm in fourth position. So if we skip forward down to lap 24, Hannah's going to give way to Zack and Dom. She's also going to give way to me as well. She finds herself now in last position. Dom finds himself in first. I have a look behind to see where Hannah is. As them two ahead have got created quite a bit of a gap now, as I go for the super mega European lean out. And once again, coming under the bridge, I also go for the super mega lean out once again. But catching up then ever so slightly then to Dom and Zack, as Zack looks like he's going to go for a move on Dom, which he does, which almost shoves him into the barrier, but that does allow me and Hannah to catch up at the same time. Dom goes for the move on Zack. I'm going to follow through, but once again, because my car just does not want to turn at all, Hannah manages to breeze her way straight past me as well, coming into that 26. Then I'm going to find the inside gap, which is what I do. Dom will need a nice little bit of room there, as I'm going to be on the inside coming into this hairpin, as I shove Dom completely out of the way as Hannah and Zack find the way through. But coming over the bridge then, Dom's going to find himself on the inside, as I managed to go very wide. But luckily I managed to take the position back coming into the final corner, and luckily he doesn't get the switch back either, as he does somehow. He's quite far behind when I look behind, not too sure what happened there. But for skipping forward once again, Zack gives way to me as Hannah is starting to build herself up quite a bit of a lead, but she also at the same time also slows down, as I just managed to get my kart turned around after the bridge. Coming into the final corner now, I've got Dom on the inside. He gives me a nice big tap in. As I look behind then, as I give him the Alonso finger to tell him that's not a good move at all. Obviously it's no rules, so who cares, do what you want. Wow, so Dom actually manages to get the move done on the inside. Zack is going to follow through as well, but Dom there really does seem to have not got a good exit, or just parked on the apex, as we find out that you can't go 3 wide after the bridge out that hairpin. Coming into the last corner, I shove my car on the inside, but because it just does not want to turn, I end up going from second position down into fourth. I don't know how many times I've said that my car doesn't want to turn, you know, play a drinking game out of it if you really want to, but it just doesn't want to turn. I don't really know what I can say. Coming into that 31, and I'm going to go for the dive bomb on Hannah coming into the second hairpin, as we now enter the final quarter of the race. Give that move a little celebration, as I was a little bit proud of that one. Dom then goes wide after the bridge as we come to the last set of corners once again. I probably have a little think about initially going for a dive bomb, but don't quite do it. Dom puts himself wide anyways, he's going to try and shove me into the barrier. Coming into that 32, Zack then slows down, coming under the bridge. Can we get the move on Zack? We have a look for it, we get it done. He moves out the way, so I don't have to create that space. But coming up the bridge then, I've looked behind, I see Zack on the right hand side, as he wants to take that first position back off me. Going through the last few sets of corners, Zack is still right behind me, so I'm still quite cautious of what move he's going to do. Coming into lap 33 then, coming after the bridge, Zack once again, he's still bumping me out the way, but he does manage to find his way through after I create a gap. And again, because my car doesn't want to turn, we've got Hannah on the right hand side now, as she's going to get the move done. But on the inside line is Dom also going to follow her through. I'm going to try and hang it around the outside underneath the bridge, but because there's just no grip off the racing line, I can't get that done at all. Try and get a switch back on Dom, as he manages to find his way past as well. I don't know what he was pointing out to there, but we are going to get the inside line now. I just can't get the move done at all through the last few sets of corners. I'm going to try and go for a wide entry to get a good run out. Coming into lap 35, we find ourselves into third position. We do get the move done on Dom. Hannah and Zack now have found their way far ahead, as they're going to battle it out, as we are in the last few laps of this chaotic race then. We're going to skip forward a little bit, coming through to the final corner. Dom's going to find his way, he's going to shove me into the barrier. I'm going to get myself stuck. Luckily I managed to push my way out But now them lot have managed to create such a gap on the last few laps. But luckily, coming into lap 37, Dom is going to wave me through. I'm going to show my intentions that I want to shove him to the barrier as well. Zack's also going to let me through, so that finds myself then into second position. Coming into lap 38, we've got 4 more laps remaining. Hannah is nowhere to be seen at all, but I've got Zack and Dom behind me. So now I've got to be cautious of them two. Hannah then also lets me through. That is somehow now 3 laps ago where I was into a barrier, and now I'm in first place. I've just got to try and keep it at lap 39. Skip forward a little bit as we're coming over the bridge into the hairpin after the bridge. I've got someone behind me. Who is it? Have a look behind it. Zack. He's going to push himself into position. But I've got the inside line, but because my car doesn't want to turn, Dom finds his way through. Zack also finds his way through as well. Got Hannah on the inside line as well, coming to lap 40. Hannah's gonna get the move done, is she not? I'm gonna try and hang it around the outside once again. There's no grip, but Hannah is still side by side coming into the second hairpin. I'm gonna try to switch back, coming over the bridge. I'm gonna try and PIT manoeuvre. I've got the inside line, still defending this move hard from Hannah. Coming into the last set of corners, I'm still somehow in third position. Zack and Dom have found their way ahead, and at this point we see them now bringing out the checkered flag, so we know at this point the race is coming to a close. So Zack and Dom now are just going to be banging it out to the end. I want to try and keep Hannah behind because I was hoping they'd give out trophies, but they didn't. But I'm going to try and shove her around the outside. Then I'm doing everything in my power to keep Hannah behind because Zack and Dom are flying ahead. They're going to battle it out for the win. Coming into the final lap then, first is out the question. Hopefully I can remain on podium position. Coming into the second hairpin then, just looking behind, seeing where Hannah is, trying to go for a defensive one. I see there she's going to try and go for the move, but once again I'm just going to close off that inside move. I don't know how I got the cart turned, but somehow I did. Coming into the final corner, Hannah's going to go for a move, but I just managed to block her way out, and she's unfortunately found herself in last position. There's the checkered flag as I come third position in the race, and I'm dead proud of it. But the winner was Zack, Dom coming in second, me in third, and Hannah in fourth. It was a memorable race, it was chaotic, it was fun, and that, at the end of the day, is how we send off the Hangar. Right, there we go, guys. That is the that's how you send off a track, a dying track. Oh, I can't say that. That's terrible. Right, guys, that is how you send off a track. Yeah, that's probably one of the most fun I've had in a go-kart ever. That's pretty close to obviously 24-hour challenge with Josh at Leeds. It's basically that, but just put 4 of us on track. It's a shame Ryan couldn't come as well. It would have been full fun with 5 karts. But yeah, that was really interesting. Guys, what do we think? How were the karts? How did your race go?
Karts weren't great, I'll be honest. Imagine driving a car and you can either go straight or full lock to the right or left. That was it. But it did drive better than Zack's Punto.
I disagree on that. I think my Punto is actually better. My Punto at least goes straight. So that's a reasonable argument for that, I would say. Yes.
Zack, it's your first win at the Hangar. Obviously, we won before when we didn't have you in the team.
Oh yeah.
How does it feel to be finally be on that top step?
Oh, it feels great, mate.
Right on, guys, that's...
I'm selling my car. If anyone wants that, contact me, please.
It's the shittest... It's alright, the microphone's here, Zack, don't worry about it.
69k on the clock.
The microphone's here.
1200.
Talking to the microphone.
Oh.
Sell it.
I heard the Hangar's going up for sale. Would you rather buy the Hangar or your Punto again?
I'll buy my Punto again. I'm selling it as well. Anyone wants that, DM me.
Just the clock.
Yeah, 69k on the clock.
69?
Yeah, 69. I think it's 68.3, but it will be 69 when you buy it. 1200.
Is that a promise?
Yeah, it's a promise. It'll be 69, 69.6. 69, 69.6. Okay.
369 with a 69 car. It is a bit muddy. Have you been dogging in that?
Nah, I've been racing the horses, mate.
Racing the horses?
Yeah, racing, you know that fucking Tuesday, I'm racing a horse. I was like, you racing a horse? He got 1 horsepower. I got 74. 77.
77? Jesus.
Yeah, more than a horse.
Sure you can handle that?
Yeah, I can handle that. I do some wheel spin right here. Got no traction control.
On that bombshell, where there's one way to send off the Hangar. I really enjoyed it. It's a shame that the track has to close down, but that is what it is. We had a really good time. Obviously, the no rules race is pretty funny indeed. If you wanted us to see us do it again, maybe with more people, let us know. We've got an idea of where we could go next to do it. But yeah, let us know if you want us to do another meme race. And yeah, thank you very much for watching YouTube. Leave a like, comment. So yeah, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm going to leave these two dweebs in the field and run them over probably. Hello. Shit, I wasn't expecting that. And I'll see you in the next video.